In recent months, Nigeria has been grappling with with a concerning issue that has left citizens bewildered. The recent, the scarcity of the national currency, the naira. What was once a reliable form of payment has now become a scarce and sought-after resource. In this episode tonight, we'll delve into the mystery behind the sudden resurgence of naira scarcity, focusing on the challenges faced by bank ATMs, the skyrocketing charges imposed by point-of-sale agents, POS, and the overall implication on e-banking services. Thanks for joining us. I am your carrier, Clinton. Welcome to Nigeria Today. In the studio with me to talk about the issue of the scarcity of the naira, the recent scarcity, is a public affairs analyst, Jide Ojo. You're welcome to Nigeria Today.
Thank you very much. Compliments of this season.
I will start by asking you, Jide, what has been your experience? Because I really don't want to tell you what mine are, but let's start with yours. What has been your experience with this scarcity of cash?
Thank you, Keria. Initially, I read about it, that in some states, Lagos and some northern states, that cash in circulation has thinned out. And people are now finding it difficult to get cash from ATM, as well as even from point of sale POS operators. And I didn't experience it until this week when I wanted to make cash withdrawal, and from the POS operator they have increased the charges on cash withdrawal. So I followed up and read about what's happening in other areas of the country, and it came to me as a rude shock because right from about 3 months ago, CBN has been saying through press statements that the December 31 Supreme Court decision will no longer hold, and that cash will still, the old cash will still be legal tender beyond December 31. And I think a couple of weeks ago, the Supreme Court actually gave a judgment to the effect that there is no end date to the legality of the old 500 naira, 200 naira, and 1,000 naira. However, it would seem like that information hasn't permeated to the grassroots. And I feel that the whole essence of what we are experiencing is born out of ODI. ODI in the sense that the latest press statement or communication from central bank shows that as of March 2023, when this whole scarcity of the old naira note was prominent, there was about 1 trillion in circulation then. But as at December 11, we now have 3.4 trillion currency in circulation. So if there is 3.4 trillion in circulation, what then is responsible for scarcity? Because it means that it's now more than triple the amount that was in circulation as at the time we had elections. And we know this is also born out of the previous CBN governor's policy decision to redesign some of the currency notes, namely 1,500 and 200 naira. And that whole exercise was immersed in controversy, and I believe on this program we've discussed it a number of times. And now Emefiele is no longer in the saddle. CBN has said repeatedly that December 31 is no longer sacrosanct for old naira notes, and that Supreme Court itself has come out to say both the old and the new currency will continue to be legal tender. But I believe that it's about skepticism and cynicism on the part of the ordinary citizen, many of whom went through a lot of harrowing experiences during the Naira redesign period up till around April 2023. So it's for the Ministry of Information and National Orientation, as well as organizations like yours, publicly owned media, to repeatedly tell the people, particularly in local languages, that this whole redesign of Naira has been suspended indefinitely, and that both the old and new will still continue to coexist beyond December 31.
Okay.
Maybe that will encourage people who have stockpiled this currency to bring it out. But the last thing I need to mention is that the CBN also came out with a policy last week to say that you no longer have to pay for processing of your deposit. You know, at some point, there was that policy by CBN that if you are bringing anything above 500,000, you pay administrative charge on that. But that has also been waived indefinitely. So that should encourage people to now bring money to money deposit bank for redistribution.
Okay. Now, Jide, I know you've given so many reasons as to why, could have this scarcity. But then again, the last time, okay, but before I continue with you, we want to introduce a former banker and also the managing director and CEO, Timeline Consultant Limited, Shuaibu Idris. You're welcome to Nigeria Today.
Good evening, and thank you for having me. Good evening, Nigerians, and let me use compliment.
Okay, Shuaibu, please, we would like you to light up a little bit so that we can see your face clearly. Just light it up a little bit. We can see your face clearly. Thank you. So, like I was trying to say the other time, last year we know we had the Naira redesign policy, which of course led to the cash crunch and all of that. But this year, some persons there are a lot of speculations. But some financial experts have, however, said that the present scarcity is as a result of communication problems between the CBN, the DMBs, the deposit money banks, and the public. That there is a kind of there's a problem with the information. There's an information gap. How do you perceive this, really? Because you just said that CBN has severally given out some press statement. Is it enough, to inform the public? Because they seem to be a kind of the public seem not to really get exactly why we should have this scarcity.
Well, again, not being the PRO of CBN or any of the money deposit banks, I feel that someone within the system, the financial system, is lying to the public. If the CBN says we have 3.4 trillion in circulation, why is the money deposit bank or deposit money bank, or whatever you call it, why are they rationing cash? Because it also stems from there. Experience has shown that if you want to withdraw at the counter, you cannot withdraw more than 10,000. And if you want to use your debit card to withdraw from the ATM, it won't even pay you more than 10,000. And it only takes the debit card of that particular bank. Unlike the previous scenario where I can use one bank's debit card on other ATM. So this whole scenario, they need to streamline. If CBN is saying there's enough cash in circulation, then it should not happen that the money deposit bank are rationing cash to customers and pegging the amount that you can withdraw from your own account, even when you have your money there. So I think either the CBN is not being truthful, or that the money deposit bank have something up their sleeve. And the irony of it, Eukaria, is that now, again, personal experience, you don't want to use cash, you want to do online transaction. There is a lot of downtime online. Usually, if I want to make transfer, it's either early in the morning or late in the night, or in the dead of night. During the banking hours, if you try to make transfer from one bank to the other, you are likely going to experience some itches. That has been my experience even up to today. So again, the whole financial system is not working seamlessly the way it should work. Because if I don't have to use cash and I want to make online payment, it should not be that because it's banking hour, which is between 8 and 4 p.m., you will have itches making your transfer. But now that is the experience. Personally, if I want to make a transfer, it has to be late in the evening or early in the morning, or you wake up in the middle of the night to do it.
Okay.
So that is not good enough. So the rationing of cash, even by money deposit bank, is complicit that something is actually wrong somewhere.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to talk to Shuaibu. Now, Shuaibu, you heard, of course, what Jude had to say there. The problem of this scarcity. Now, there seems to be a mystery, surrounding the scarcity of Naira. The CBN is saying there's enough money. The DMBs, when you go there, there seems to be a limit to what you can withdraw. And the POS are, saying another thing and all of that. So where exactly is the missing link? I know you're a former banker, you've been in the system. So where could the missing link be?
Thank you once again for having me. And I think I align my thoughts 100% to what Mr. Jide has said thus far. Where is the missing spade? The missing link start and ends with Central Bank of Nigeria. I'm sorry I think the new leadership in Central Bank of Nigeria appears to be a little too slow in taking actions and decisions. Justice delayed is justice denied. Yes, Mr. Godwin Emefiele did try to change, the design of our Naira, and subsequently he had the whole currency redesign scheme was not adequately and appropriate or interrogated and planned. The National Security Printing and Minting Company, NSPMC, capacity to print even the old notes, talk less of the new notes, and yet introduction of that policy. Indeed, the reality of the situation made Mr. Emefiele and the then team managing Central Bank to the redesign. What we expected was the moment they suspended that redesign, there should have been a policy statement to be categorical that these definitely, as the lawyers will say, sin or die. And the new leadership in the Central Bank again came up when, traders and business started rejecting the old notes before they came up to say, oh, these, is suspended indefinitely. And I'm not when the Central Bank decided to introduce the Supreme Court to get, a kind of job.
Okay, we are having a little bit of network hitch there, but this is still Nigeria Today. We'll take a break now and hear some Nigerians, feel the pulse of Nigerians on these Scarcity of Cash, as put together by Thomas Agbetere. To stay with us.
Like for example, now in my area, now I went to withdraw 10,000 like on Monday. Usually it's supposed to be 200, but I'm hearing 500, and which is not supposed to be. So people should just please help us. So I beg, money no day. I cannot be using 500 to withdraw 10,000 naira again.
100 naira for 10,000. I paid 300 naira to withdraw 6,000. Very, very bad.
What they are charging us today is more than what they are charging us before. Then once you complain, they say there is no cash in the bank. Then we are getting tired of the whole matter. Even this morning, I withdraw 5,000 in Galadima this morning, 500 naira collected for me. So how much am I collecting?
Now we are charging for 10,300 naira because now to say we give money for bank, you no go get. You go find money. Now you see me for here. I come from this UBA. I come find money saying 5,000. Now POS I do. Now 5,000 I will get. How I go get 5,000 and I can't give somebody saying 100 naira for charges. I suffer myself because of the 5,000. If to say we go get money for the bank, like 500,000, like 200,000, so the normal charges will be go. You understand? But now we are suffering ourselves, we POS man, to get money. We have to put charges more. Maybe if you do 10,000 for 200, you go put 400.
POS people now, they are just like criminals. Do you know that they steal my money from my account, 400 and something last week? I went to First Bank, they directed me, they say, Basi POS. I'm still in it. Going up and down, looking for Basi POS. Which the alert is on my phone here till today. So I don't know what is their problem. If they want to really help us, or they want to assist us, and they are duping us, they are doing us anyhow. Don't know. If government can do something concerning what POS are doing to us now, which we don't have many banks or have branches of bank, government should do something about it.
Welcome back. It is still Nigeria Today, and we are looking at the scarcity of cash, unraveling the mystery behind all the scarcity. And I have two gentlemen, one via Zoom and one in the studio. Jude, you heard what the people had to say there. The POS, the charges, still back to what we were saying, a lot of uncertainty there. And of course, this brings us to the question, the CBN is supposed to be regulatory authorities. Are they really up and doing in their duties as regulators?
Well, I think they are very defensive and putting blame on the bank customers that they are the one hoarding. But I'm just curious. Why would somebody hoard money that he needs to use for transaction? What obviously is happening is that there isn't enough money in circulation. That 3.4 trillion that they are claiming is in circulation, maybe an independent audit needs to be done. Because if there is enough, money deposit banks should not be rationing cash to customers. You heard what people are saying. People are paying 500 naira to withdraw 5,000 naira. That's astronomical. And you want to do online transaction, there's a lot of downtime. You want to do it, it's either not going or it's telling you all sorts of things. And I think the activities of even fraudsters and scammers online is of concern, which is why some people don't want to do online transactions. They want to have, like if you want to buy stuffs now, remember there is now fake credit alert that scammers are also using. This is what CBN, working in cahoots with money deposit bank, needs to, enlighten people about. How is it possible for people to send fake credit alerts? I have an experience now with one of the banks. I make a transfer into my account in that bank. I received a credit alert, but my balance is not reflecting that money has been credited. As I'm speaking, I personally made that transfer into that account. I received credit alert, but as it's supposed to tell me that credit and my initial deposit should have increased, but it didn't increase. So a lot people financial banks and customers of financial institutions are going through a lot of raw deals, and CBN under the incumbent governor should up their game. They need to work with Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, which is the umbrella body for all the money deposit banks, as well as microfinance banks, to work out a lasting solution to the harrowing experiences that customers are going through. And if it's actually a situation that there is a lot of hoarding, then we need to start educating and sensitizing people in the grassroots who do not understand English, to tell them that December 31 will no longer be sacrosanct. This money will still remain legal tender. They can now make their deposit without having to pay administrative charges. This will inspire confidence and make people to come out and deposit money.
Okay, now, Shoaibu, we have heard there's a lot of issues here. Even you also reeled out some of the problems, we are facing that's leading to these scarcity. Now, tell us, how can we get out of this whole problem? How can the problem be nipped in the bud? Because a lot of Nigerians are out there. You had the people out there talking about their experiences. So how can we get out of this whole mystery, if you will?
I think there are basically 2 or 3 steps that need to be taken quickly and seriously by the central bank and other arms of government. Number 1, publicity is very, very important. Information dissemination, so that people can know that the old notes are still legal tender and will continue to be legal tender indefinitely. Number 2, the central bank needs to quickly fund the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting Company so that it can print and mint additional notes, and the distribution should be hastened and fast-tracked through the deposit money banks. And number 3, very importantly, the security agencies need to be looking at the activities of the deposit money banks and the POS that are somewhat aiding and abating the cash crisis by hoarding cash. There's really no reason whatsoever why there should be cash scarcity. And the beauty part of our life right now is average Nigerian has a cell phone, and we have several mechanisms through which we can transact businesses. Almost each and every one of us has a debit card. And indeed, apart from the internet banking facilities, we have that one can do transfers. So these factors put together should be able to help reduce the cash constraint that we have today. And indeed, when we look at it, every disadvantage will have certain level of advantage. We've said time without number on this, your national television, a very big and good medium of dissemination of information, that it is high time Nigerians should come out of the use of paper money. The world over, people now just use their smartphones to transact businesses, and therefore the government of those countries that have been able to achieve significant reduction of cash transaction, they've been able to save money. Because, to print Naira, to be able to give us to use it in transaction, in itself, it costs money. And in a situation where the country is struggling with an enormous amount of debt, every dime that we are able to save is good for the economy. So if, as a result of this cash trap, we are able to further deepen the utilization of cell phones and internet banking, I think it's also an advantage. So the government can save money for the cost of printing and distribution of the naira. Remember that even when...
Thank you very much, Shaibu Idris. That's it on Nigeria Today. We want to appreciate our guests for their time and their expertise. Shaibu Idris, a former banker and the managing director and CEO, Timeline Consultant Limited. Thank you so much for being part of the program. Also, very thank you to you, a public affairs analyst, Jide Ujo. Thank you so much for your time and contribution.
My pleasure. Compliments.
And thank you for being part of the program. I am Ikaria Clinton. Goodbye.